Hello everyone, my name is Tatiana and I'll be talking about the Group M India in my presentation. Group M was established in India in 2001 as a media investment management of another company, WPP. It's a British agency with headquarters in London. Group M was the world's largest media agency network with 90.8 billion in worldwide billings, which is 35% bigger than its nearest competitors. The agency provides clients with the above and below the line media planning. Also, it buys specialist sponsorship and brand entertainment services. Of the total global billings, Group M India contributed around 6%. It's about 5.6 billion in 2012. Here is the list of the agencies that operate under Group M India. On the Mindshare, MEC, Mediacom, Maxis, Motivator, Dialog Factory, and Dialog ESP, which is Entertainment Sports in Partnership. We have been asked to evaluate whether Group M is a digital mature company. Before I get into that, I would like to explain what digital maturity is. Oftentimes, digital maturity and digital transformation is being used in the same context, presumably meaning the same thing. Even though they're very close, they're not identical. Digital maturity goes far beyond simply implementing new technology. It is a continuous and ongoing process of adaptation to a changing digital landscape. Maturity is a gradual process that unfolds across the organization over time. Digital transformation is the adoption of digital technology by a company to improve business processes. Both processes are equally important for the company and complicated in its performance. MIT Sloan Management Review and Deloitte's third annual study of digital business highlights 5 key practices of the companies that are developing into more mature digital organizations. The key practice number 1 is implementing systematic changes in how they organize and develop workforces per workplace innovation and cultivate digitally minded cultures and experiences. When in 2012, Srinivas took the leadership position of a CEO of a Group M company, he was concerned that the company would get comfortable already taking the high position among the similar companies. And from that point, he had 2 options. He could follow the same path, not rocking a boat, or acknowledge that the future might bring lots of changes and company needs to change to stay relevant. He felt that Group M market leading position allowed them to invest in expanding digitally through increasing adoption and digital spending. Srinivas was the leader who understood the importance of systemic changes. He has led Group M into a record number of new businesses, launched several groundbreaking projects, and received multiple honors, making India one of the Group M's most successful operations worldwide. The key practice number 2, is playing the long game. Digitally mature organizations' strategic planning horizons are constantly longer than those of a less mature company. India had skipped a generation of digital growth by bypassing personal computer and go straight to the mobile. The time spent on mobile devices had doubled from 2012 to 2013. As digital media gained traction, Srinivas realized that it was time to recommend digital to clients, and his aim was to change the group's profile by developing new mobile media strategies. He was even looking at new marketing platforms based on digital assets. A step in this direction was establishing of Madhouse India. This is the Group M's mobile marketing center. It was also established in 2012, and this was a company that it's still a company that provides a full range of a mobile marketing service for the branded advertisers. The key practice number 3 is scaling small digital experiments into enterprise-wide initiatives that have business impact. Basically, the small innovations lead to bigger innovations. And one of those projects was NewMe. It was launched in 2013 and has helped to make agency media product more data-centric and digitally charged to keep its clients ahead of the curve. New Me was created because Group M realized if the organization has to transform, each and every person in the company has to transform also, and they need to start looking into New Me of themselves. Another project, as I discussed before, was Madhouse India. And another project, it was the activation practice called Dialogue Factory. It is another initiative of Group M that is helping shape the market. Dialogue Factory is the end-to-end offering that can provide strategic value to clients. Number four, key practice is becoming talent magnets. Employees and executives are highly inclined to jump ship if they feel they don't have opportunities to develop skills. And digitally maturing organizations typically understand the need for attracting and developing digital talent. Their development efforts usually go far beyond traditional training. And Group M created the Youth Executive Committee, which selects young talents from across the network to participate in leadership along with the senior leadership team. The goal of the project was to harness the talent that resides at the junior level and to help the company to cut through the hierarchy and get to know what the future leaders want and how they can contribute to changing of the organization. The number five key practice would be the securing leaders with the vision necessary to lead a digital strategy and the willingness to commit resources to achieve this vision. Clearly, under the Srinivas leadership, the agency has seen tremendous growth. As a leader, he understood that because of the emergence of digital media, traditional advertising as they knew it might be losing its effectiveness. Clients were now looking for branded content. They were not satisfied just by reach of a media plan. And Srinivas was willing to work on the product and to work with the client to improve their services they provided to their clients. And also the establishment of the Youth Executive Committee was also the right step toward the digital maturity. Even though the company was on the road to success, it was dealing with some internal challenges, and the company had a few gaps it needed to address. One of them was product gap. The Group M placed a strong focus on traditional media, but at that time, digital was already the third largest media after print and TV in terms of advertising spends. It was 50% more than radio also. To close that gap, the agency needed to conduct industry research, establish broad objectives to the client's product services, highlight customer segmentation, define specific market tactics, plan and manage the advertising campaign for the clients. The profile gap, it was indicated by the fact that much of its portfolio was in traditional business, fast-moving consumer goods, automotive, luxury, and so on. Clients were looking for greater accountability for their media investments, and since mobile marketing was on the rise, the priority would be building a digital platform for the mobile users. People gap, young people who have been with the company for 2-3 years tend to leave. They were leaving to not to different agencies but to startups and e-commerce companies. The key priority was to attract new talents, and the way to do it was to create incentives to the potential employees, attract them with possible bonuses and career growth, and also retain existing employees by giving them ability to grow also. Partnership goal, Group M was not fully ready with a sufficient depth and breadth of campaigns to be confident about what would work on mobile and to recommend strategic solutions to the client on mobile. They were very good with all the traditional media partners, but they needed to start building partnership with the data and technology players in the market. The priority would be to embrace partnership and look at them as not to look at them as a competition, but approach them with an open mind to co-create solutions for clients. On my last slide, I wanted to highlight all the gaps and talk about the initiatives that could help to resolve the gaps. To close the product gap, the company should become more client-oriented. The objective is to ensure that the marketing message appeals to consumer, and that is why it is imperative to conduct market research. To close the portfolio gap, companies should digitalize their services and create platforms according to the client demands. People gap should be addressed by attracting new talents. For example, the hiring process could consist of a few steps where participants could not only reveal their talents but also compete in winning position with the company, and possibly a cash prize. And a partnership gap is probably one of the hardest to fill. Most businesses regard other companies as their rivals. As a result, they are hesitant to form partnership, or the company is looking to form an alliance with a big, well-known company. That is certainly advantageous, but we should not forget, as with the new talents, there are a lot of possibilities that they yet to be discovered with the startup companies. They can bring a lot of fresh ideas to the market. Thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward for your feedbacks.